Hi. So now, as I said, I'm living in England, UK, for my master course. And the UK, the COVID situation, like it's UK experienced the worst time in last year, and especially around the last year Christmas time. And we also had a three national lockdown. But I would say that the situation has got so much better right now, even though the UK recorded over 30,000 new cases each day, as well as 100 deaths within 28 days. But I think the situation is getting so much better than compared to the worst time. And we do not have any pandemic restriction. And British government has done a good job with COVID vaccine. But yeah, I'm a bit worried that it will be more cases because people go outside because it's summer holiday season, and people don't really wear any facial coverings. But I think it's getting so much better.
Right now in the Philippines, today actually I just received the news today that the variant Lambda is in the Philippines already. I think we have one case already, which is kind of sad. It's currently a case of interest, so scientists are currently studying about it. We don't know how it's going to affect our progress in recovering from COVID-19. Not that it's that big, but yeah. So also from August 6th to August 20th, we've had a lockdown. So we're not allowed to go outside and offices work on skeletal force. So it's really sad for small business owners because it kind of affects them in a way. Some are forced to close or shut down. And yeah, for the vaccine, I think we don't have that much high percentage of vaccine rollout. I mean, people who get vaccinated, we're still at 12%.
Yeah, I'm also from the Philippines with Rascia. So I think that Rascia said it all. Now we are currently under lockdown. Well, it's really hard because since the pandemic started here in the Philippines, lockdowns have never been lifted, and just like the COVID-19 variants, the lockdowns here in our country also had like variants. It also mutated into different forms. Like we have so many kinds of lockdowns, just because our government is not responding so well. So we're basically at home for almost for a year and 5 months already since the pandemic started here, and since we are locked down by the government for in March 17, 2020. So we have never experienced the easing of restrictions or whatsoever. So it's kind of tough. And I'm also a student. I'm a second year student. But despite the hardships of the pandemic, I've also found like the bright sides of the pandemic, since it's only today, just because we are like in under online mode of learning, since we cannot go to schools, I was able to have like a sideline for me to earn. So I'm currently doing writing commissions for my fellow students at my campus, and for other students from different parts of our country. I'm helping them through writing commissions, and I get to earn some money from them, from that sideline.
As I remember, yeah, you live in different province than mine. So in Jakarta, city that I live right now. So I literally just saw a news that the restriction for the citizen is restricted again until the 23rd of August. I don't know why it's implemented in my province and Bali. If you guys know Bali, yeah. So my province is Java, and Bali is next to Java, and yeah, both of the province is restricted. And the management here, I think like I cannot say much because it will be too biased, but I know that I believe that most of Indonesian people are not really satisfied with how the government take care of the pandemic, since there's so many problems and scandals. Like there's a person who corrupts the aid for the people. Like I cannot process how he can think about doing that, like in this pandemic. So yeah, there's so many flaws in our management. Like, but I heard that the vaccination rate in my city, Jakarta, is reaching 100%. But I cannot confirm because me myself hasn't vaccinated yet. I'm planning to, I think, next week or 2 weeks from now. But yeah, I don't think that almost 100% is valid. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think I can relate to that, especially my city here in Indonesia really close to Aliya. I'm from Bekasi and Aliya from Jakarta. It's like only being separated by only 20 kilometers. So we can really relate to them. So in Bekasi, actually, when we look at Bekasi, there is a point where Bekasi has the increase of pandemic situation in a day is almost reaching 1,000 case a day. So it's kind of depressing for me to look at the television and just watch people go to the hospital frequently, hearing the noise from the ambulance every time, every day, every hour in my city. So it's kind of stressing for me, especially when I remember that I'm still a scholar and I really need to go outside with my friends to go hang out to talk with my friends, but unfortunately I cannot do that right now. So that's saddening for me.
So in case of Japan, it's quite an interesting case because like there's like the recent the Olympics and they're doing the Paralympics right now, but basically it's been a disaster. I've heard like all of your conversations and I've seen that like the word lockdown and that, but like in Japan there is no lockdown. It's basically emergency state where like they have like heavy they say like please be more like please be more careful, like precautions, and like they try to encourage it, but there's no like rule or like laws being passed. It's just like please be aware sort of stuff. So basically what's happened is like it's basically a precaution, so like people don't actually follow it. I've had times when I have to go to like much more like urban areas because I had to go to school in certain instances, and I see like people all the time, even though it's an emergency state. And so like, it's not really that effective in terms of like encouraging people to be, to stay at home. And because like they're holding the Olympics, like the public are like, they see the whole situation lightly. So they're like, yeah, we can go out because like they're holding the Olympics, right? So they're not being that careful, and that's the reason why like there's like a lot of like there's rising numbers like currently right now, and we're having like another like emergency state right now. But like as you can see, like after the Olympics, like the things have gone like much more worse.